First rays on the kitchen table. Ever catch that first ray sneaking through your breakfast nook blinds, dancing across your half-empty coffee mug, and feel a little spark, like maybe today could unfold just right, without the usual scramble? The aroma of toast lingering from the toaster, your planner open to a page of unchecked boxes, and you're 38, staring out at the dew-kissed lawn in your cul-de-sac neighborhood, wondering if this glow could chase away the fog of last night's worries. Oh, darling, I remember those rays all too well. I was 41, perched at our scarred oak table in a sleepy suburb outside Denver, the Rockies a hazy promise in the distance, when that light first felt like a friend again, not some fleeting visitor, but a steady companion after months of dragging through dawn meetings and dinner dashes. Life in the Mountain West, with its craft brew Fridays at the local tap room and weekend hikes up boulder-strewn trails, had me spinning plates like a circus act. Freelance editing gigs stacked against school volunteer shifts, all while nursing the bruise of a promotion passed over at the women's networking brunch. Mimosas fizzing with unspoken frustrations. We'd cluster there, in sundresses and sensible heels, swapping business cards and battle stories over avocado toast. But mornings, they hit like a cold front, alarm blaring before the sun topped the peaks, leaving me slumped over my mug, breath shallow from the weight of not enough. That particular dawn, though, with the coffee going cold and the kids' lunchboxes zipped on the counter, I just sat. No agenda, no rush to conquer the to-do list scribbled in my hurried scrawl. Inhale the rich roast from that roadside roaster we'd hit after yoga flows in the park. Exhale the sigh that carried the echo of boardroom doubts, the kind that lingered from team-building retreats where my ideas got tabled like yesterday's news. It was as if the ray wrapped around me then, warm as the fleece throw from our fall tailgate parties, softening the edges of exhaustion I'd worn like a second skin through PTA fundraisers under harvest moons. I see you now, maybe in your sunny Florida lanai, palms rustling beyond the screen, or a high-rise galley kitchen in Seattle, fog lifting slow over the sound. Wherever this finds you, sister, let that ray in today. Feel it touch your shoulders, easing the hunch from late-night scrolls through recipe apps for tomorrow's potluck, or the quiet ache of solo suppers. After the nest half emptied, I leaned into it back then, palms flat on the wood grain worn smooth from years of family suppers and spilled milk, and oh, the shift, energy stirring not from caffeine kicks, but from that natural draw of breath, deep and unhurried, filling the spaces where shoulds had crowded out joy. Dreams flickered alive in that glow, starting a small online shop for those handmade journals I'd sketched during coffee clatches at the indie bookstore, pages waiting for women's whispers of wild hopes. What rays for you this morning? That nudge to carve out time for the garden plot at the community co-op, soil rich with possibilities like your grandma's victory beds from wartime tales, or slipping into a spin class at the rec center, petals turning doubts into drive? Breathe it now, slow, like savoring the steam rising, and watch how focus blooms, gentle as wildflowers, along a Front Range trail. I forgave in those rays, the colleague who'd edged me out, the mirror mornings judging my post-40 curves and mall fittings, myself for the days I'd dim to fit the rush. As the light strengthens, pouring gold across your space, feel ready, not armored, but open, a quiet strength settling in your bones. It's your day unfolding, honey, one ray at a time. In this sun-dappled America, from Southwest arroyos to New England farmsteads, we women greet these glows, sharing sips of light over fences. So, sip yours slow today. What's one ray lighting your path? Spill it in the comments. Your spark might warm another's chill. Tap subscribe on the Heart's Whisper, notifications up, so we rise together, bathed in this gentle gold. Because in every first light, Promise whispers soft. You've got the glow, love? Let it lead. Waves of warmth in the laundry fold. Picture folding laundry in the soft hum of your dryer, fresh linens piling warm in your lap, and suddenly a wave rolls in. That inner warmth, like the day's potential wrapping around you, turning mundane chores into moments of quiet power. The scent of lavender from that estate sale quilt draped over the basket, and you're 46, glancing out the window at kids biking loops in the cul-de-sac, pondering if this ease could carry you through the afternoon shuffle. Mercy, I felt those waves at 39, mid-fold in our cramped utility room off the garage in Austin's hill country fringe, the live oaks shading the driveway where we'd park after hill country wine tastings with the girls. Those Texas twilights, alive with fiddles at county fairs and brisket smokes wafting from backyard grills, masked my undercurrent of drift. Graphic design, side hustle, barely covering the mortgage after hubby's layoff. Motherhood's whirlpool pulling me under with ballet recitals and carpool confessions that echoed my own stalled scripts for that community theater audition. We'd huddle post-show at taquerias, Marg's tart with lime and laughter, trading tales of almosts and what-ifs, but mornings folding socks in pairs. They grounded me, or tried to, breath caught in the lint trap tangle of tomorrow's deadlines. That day, though, with the dryer tumbling its lullaby and sunlight slanting through the tiny pane, I paused, a towel half folded in my hands. Inhale the clean cotton whisper from line-dried sheets on lazy Sundays. Exhale the wave of weariness from freelance pitches ghosted in inboxes, the kind that swelled from women's empowerment seminars where we'd nod fierce but leave deflated. The warmth washed over me then, not a crash but a cradle, like the hill streams we'd wade on girls' getaways, cool toes in current, heart sinking in shared stories of starting over. Friend, if you're mid-fold in your Oregon craft room, evergreens framing the view, or a Brooklyn basement setup, subway rumbles a distant drum, let that wave find you now. Feel it lap at your edges, soothing the pull of eldercare calls that interrupt your flow, or the fade of old flames rekindled at class reunions under balloon bouquets. I wrote it out there, stacking neat piles that mirrored my emerging order, energy rising natural as the breath I deepen, holding just long enough to clench and release the fists of frustration from overlooked birthday cards or forgotten coffee dates. Dreams surfaced in that warmth, curating a pop-up market for local artisans at the Farmer's Hall, booths bursting with quilts and jams like those family reunion spreads under pecan trees. What's waving your warmth today? The pull to dust off that novel draft from MFA residencies in the Smokies, pages pulsing with your Southern Gothic roots, or leading a book swap at the library branch, spines trading secrets like neighbors over fence lines? Lean into the wave, easy like laundry settling soft, and sense productivity pulse, not forced but flowing, purpose threading through the ordinary. Forgiveness folded and gentle then, creasing away the resentments from shared custody handoffs at ice cream stands, embracing the me who'd folded under pressure at holiday craft bazaars. As the basket empties, feel the warmth hold, a steady current ready for the day's tide. Were the waves, sugar, rising and receding with grace. Across these laundry-scented homes, from coastal laundromats to prairie pantries, our warmths mingle. So, fold into yours this hour. One wave lifting you, fold it into the comments. Together, we smooth the wrinkles. Like and subscribe to The Heart's Whisper. Let's tumble through days linked. In every fold, flow hums low. You're the warmth, steady one. Carry on. Sparks in the garden's morning dew. Ever kneel in your morning garden, fingers sinking into cool soil dotted with dew, and feel a spark ignite, that flicker of focus, like the day's tax blooming right alongside your heirloom tomatoes? The hum of bees starting their rounds in the raised beds, and your 52 wiping earth from your jeans, musing if this dirt under nails grit is the real root of getting things done. Goodness gracious, those sparks lit me up at 44, knee-deep in our backyard plot in Savannah's historic fringe, Spanish moss draping the fence like forgotten lace from antebellum tales. Those low country dawns, misty with shrimp boat horns and gullah praise songs drifting from church steeples, hid my thorny patches, real estate side gig thorny with open house small talk that pricked like briars, single momming through debutante teas where daughters in white gloves mirrored my own, masked longings for the stage lights of local reviews. We'd gather post-performance at oyster roasts, shells cracking under communal cheers, women in seersucker sharing spotlights and shadows. But garden mornings, they sparked me awake, breath syncing with the earth's quiet pulse amid the azaleas. That bloom of a day, dew kissing my knuckles as I staked the vines, I lingered, trowel idle in hand. Inhale the loamy promise from compost heaps turned at dawn markets. Exhale the sparks of scatter from client calls that fizzled like wet firecrackers. The scatter from book club debates where my plot twists got lost in the chatter. The spark caught then, warm as the lantern glow from midnight ghost tours we laugh off afterward, igniting focus not in frenzy but in that deep draw of air, clenching soil tight then releasing to the wind. Sister, envision you're due now, perhaps tending rooftop herbs in Chicago's Loop, skyline steel a backdrop to basil bursts, or desert succulents in Phoenix patios, cacti standing sentinel. Let that spark dance in you. Feel it crackle through your veins, kindling the embers of project proposals shelved since women's leadership labs in the Bay, or the quiet burn of family lore unshared at genealogy meetups under oak canopies. I sparked brighter in a garden circle then, hoes and hearts turning soil together at the community plot, dreams germinating, launching a foraging workshop series at the Botanical Gardens, baskets brimming with wild edibles and wilder stories from creek elders to urban foragers. What sparks your dew? The urge to storyboard that podcast on Southern folklore, episodes airing from porches like those storytelling slams at riverfront fests, or choreographing a senior Zumba flash mob at the town square gazebo, steps sinking stories of resilience? Tend to it, breath fueling the flame, unforced, and watch productivity sprout, rooted in joy's quiet fire. Forgiveness flowered there, petals soft, absolving the ex's thorny words from divorce mediations in paneled rooms, embracing the plots I'd let weed over at craft guild critiques. As sun climbs, drying the dew to gleam, your spark steadies, a hearth for the hours ahead. Where the gardens, petal by petal, sparking seasons, from Everglades, edges to Adirondack acres, our dews entwine. So, kneel into yours today. A spark in your soil, plant it below, growth shared multiplies. Subscribe to the heart's whisper like the hose swing. Stay rooted, our sparks link. In every drop, drive kindles. You're the bloom, fiery heart, grow bold. Currents in the coffee shop scribble. Imagine scribbling notes in your favorite corner booth at the corner cafe, steam curling from your latte like thoughts taking shape, and a current surges, that flow of clarity, carrying your day forward like the barista's easy rhythm behind the counter. The chalkboard special scrawled with flair, and you're 49, pen pausing mid-sentence, reflecting if this buzz could bridge the gap from mine, intention to done. Lordy, those currents carried me at 37, tucked into a vinyl booth at our Main Street haunt in Boise's Basque Block, the scent of fresh empanadas mingling with mountain air sneaking through the door. Those Idaho idols, with rodeo parades thundering down the avenue and Basque festival dances stamping feet to fiddles, veiled my eddies, teaching gig eddying into burnout after parent-teacher nights that swirled with critiques, dating detours post-split that looped like the Boise River's bends we'd kayak on lazy Sundays. We'd paddle there, women in life vests trading paddle strokes and heart strokes over picnic spreads, But cafe scribbles? They currented me into motion, breath aligning with the espresso grind's steady whir. That pour of a morning, latte foam hearting the surface as I jotted client briefs, I flowed, notebook fanning open. Inhale the nutty depth from fair trade beans roasted local. Exhale the currents of chaos from syllabus scrambles and swipe right swirls that drained like downstream debris. The flow hooked me then, smooth as the river's glide after rain, focused channeling not in clutches, but in that shallow rise and fall of chest, signaling shift from stall to surge. Honey, picture your booth now, perhaps in a Napa Valley nook, vineyard vines framing the window, or a Detroit diner glow, Motown murals inspiring the menu. Let that current pull you. Feel it stream through your script, smoothing the swirls from grant applications ghosted at funding fairs, or the loop of legacy letters undelivered at family history brunches. I currented deeper in a writer's huddle then, pens dipping like oars in a cafe cove, dreams downstream, scripting a local history docuseries for public access, reels rolling tales from pioneer wagons to modern makers at harvest fairs. What's currenting your scribble? The drive to map a mentorship maze at the chamber mixer, paths paving for protégés like your own climb from intern desks, or journaling prompts for therapy circles at wellness weekends, words weaving wounds to wisdom. Ride it, breath buoying the boat natural, and behold the day drift into done, purpose paddling serene. Forgiveness floated free then, eddy free, pardoning the principal's eddies of oversight in Aval eaves, embracing the loops I'd looped in love's lost kayaks. As the lunch rush hums, your current quickens, a river ready for rapids. Where the currents love, carving canyons of calm. Spanning these cafe coasts, from Keys kiosks to Yukon yurts, our flows converge. So, scribble into yours this sip, a current in your cup, pour it in comments, streams shared swell. Like, subscribe to the Heart's Whisper, let's drift linked. In every swirl, strength streams, you're the flow, fluid soul, glide graceful. Echoes in the driveway on, ever linger in your driveway at crack of dawn, keys jingling loose in your pocket, and hear an echo, that resonant hum of readiness, bouncing back your own quiet power like the garage door's soft close, the neighbor's sprinklers whispering start to their day, and you're 55, thermos tucked under arm, wondering if this resonance could tune the traffic hum ahead into harmony. Sweet heavens, those echoes tuned me at 42, idling in our gravel drive off a winding road in Asheville's artsy outskirts, the Blue Ridge Vale lifting slow like stage fog at amphitheater opens. Those Carolina choruses, with fiddlers' festivals fiddling under tinted skies and art walk alleys alive with gallery ganders, hushed my dissonances. Gallery curator rolled dissonance after budget cuts clipped exhibits, empty nest echoes rebounding from college send-offs that rhymed my own reinvention refrains. We'd wander those walks, women in boho wraps window shopping whims and woes over wine tastings, but driveway dawns? They echoed me awake, breath rebounding off the hood's gleam. That cue of a commute, thermos steaming sage tea from apothecary halls. I hummed, engine off a beat longer. Inhale the pine pitch from trailhead turnoffs, exhale the echoes of exhibit evictions, and echo empty eaves, scrolling empty nests. The hum harmonized then, clear as mountain streams after thaw, readiness ringing not in rushes, but in that deep fill and forceful sigh, clenching dash, grip, then loosening to the light. Darlin', hear your echo now, maybe in a Hamptons Hamlet drive, dune grass nodding to the tide, or a Vegas valley vista, neon nights fading to desert day. Let it reverberate in you. Feel it vibrate your frame, tuning the twangs from tenure tracks derailed at academic mixers, or the rebound of recipe books reboundless at cookbook clubs. I echoed louder in a dawn chorus circle then, voices vaulting over valley views, dreams resounding, directing a trail theater troupe in the ridges, script staging survivals from moonshine makers to midlife menders at firefly fests. What's echoing your dawn? The Ring to remix family reels at genealogy jams, footage framing for Bear's footfalls, or harmonizing a harmony choir at the senior center. Notes nesting narratives of navigation. Echo it, breath bellowing the bass, effortless, and listen as productivity pitches perfect, purpose pulsing in polyphony. Forgiveness filled the frequency then, chord clean, absolving advisory absences from audition anxieties, embracing the echoes I'd echoed in echo chambers of doubt. As engines rev distant, your hum holds, a symphony for the stretch, where the echoes, tune by tune, resounding realms. From bayou backroads to prairie paths, our hums harmonize. So, key into yours this turn, an echo in your engine, resound it below, vibes vibrated amplify. Subscribe to the heart's whisper, like the hums hold, stay synced, our echoes entwine. In every ring, rhythm resounds. You're the hum harmonic heart, sing steady. Glimmers in the evening wind down. Think of winding down on your screen porch as dusk settles, a breeze riffling the pages of your journal, and glimmers appear, that subtle shine of satisfaction, reflecting a day well worn into wisdom like the fireflies starting their flicker show. The wind chimes tinkling lazy from the rafter, and you're 60, rocker creaking soft, contemplating if this sheen could seal the day's loose threads with silver. Oh, bless us. Those glimmers gleamed for me at 48, porch perched in our wraparound on a Galveston Gulf breeze. The Gulf's hush harmonizing with heron calls from pier fish fries. Those Texas twilights, salty with shrimp boils and shanty shuffles at beach bonfires, soften my sheens. Lighthouse keeper legacy sheen after retiring from tour guiding tides, widows' wind downs weaving with grandkid Gulf gambles that gleam my own golden gaps. We'd porch sit post-sunset, women waving palmetto fans over praline pies, trading twilight tales of tides turned, but evening entries. They glimmered me grounded, breath brushing the pages like Gulf gusts. That close of a chapter, journal jawing June bugs jig, I lingered, pen poised in pause. Inhale the briny balm from boardwalk breezes. Exhale the glimmers of gone gigs and glimmer gaps in grief's gray. The shine surfaced then, soft as shell sands after storms. Satisfaction shimmering not in spotlights, but in that shallow settle and shake of shoulders, dropping into days done. Love, glimpse your glimmer now, perhaps on a Mackinac Island veranda, lake-lapping legends low, or a Santa Fe adobe alcove, adobe sunset-staining stucco. Let it light your lines. Feel it fleck your flow, polishing the patinaws from pension puzzles at retirement roundtables, or the sheen of sisterhood sundered at sorority sundowners. I glimmered grander in a porch posit then, pens pooling prose under pendant lights, dreams dawning, penning a Gulf memoir mosaic for literary luncheons, chapters charting crabbers' charts to crone's crest at contests. What's glimmering your wind down? The gloss to gallery grandkids' gallery gaps, frames filling for bears' frames, or scripting sunset sonatas for string quartets at solstice soirees, bows bridging bygones. Glean it, breath burnishing the beam, breezy, and gaze as productivity polishes pristine, purpose prinking in prisms. Forgiveness fleck the finale then, luster lift, absolving anchor absences from anniversary anchors, embracing the glimmers I'd glossed in glossaries of grief. As stars speckle, your shine sustains, a lantern for the linger. Where the glimmers, glow by glow, gracing gloamings? From tundra terraces to tropic terraces, our sheens share. So journal your dusk today. A glimmer in your glow? Gleam it in comments, lights layered luminous, like Subscribe to the heart's whisper, wind down woven, our glimmers gleam. In every dusk, delight dangles. You're the shine, sage spirit. Settle serene.